This August 24th will mark the third time we celebrate the anniversary of Ukraine's independence since Moscow's full-scale invasion in February of 2022. Ukrainians celebrate this day as no other nation does because we know the price that we have paid for that independence. We remember those who have given their lives in defense of an independent Ukraine and for the freedom of Europe. We're grateful to Canada and to all of the free world, which continues to stand with Ukraine. We ask our allies and neighbors to continue to support Ukraine with military, economic, and humanitarian aid. But more importantly, we ask our allies to lose their fear of a decisive Ukrainian victory over a despotic and genocidal regime. Today, our thoughts are with the men and women of Ukraine's armed forces who have demonstrated ingenuity and valor in Kursk. May they prevail. We ask God to bring Ukraine victory, and we resolve to do all that we can to ensure Ukraine's victory comes soon. Slava Ukraini! Heroyam slava!
Hello everyone, bonjour à tous. 33 years ago today, the Verkhovna Rada declared Ukraine independent and indivisible. And Canada was the first Western country to recognize Ukraine as a free, sovereign state. Mais bien avant ça, nos pays étaient de proches amis. C'est pourquoi le Canada accueille la plus vaste diaspora ukrainienne dans le monde. Nos communautés sont bien meilleures grâce aux Ukrainiens et aux Ukrainiennes qui se sont établis ici. Qu'ils soient politiciens, innovateurs, agriculteurs, entrepreneurs ou artistes, ils ont tous contribué à faire du Canada ce qu'il est. And just as Ukrainians have helped build Canada, we're here to help rebuild Ukraine. As Putin continues to wage his illegal, unprovoked invasion, striking cities and children's hospitals with missiles and attempting to undermine Ukraine's independence, Ukrainians are standing strong. In your fight for sovereignty, for democracy, and for freedom, you are not alone. From unlocking $50 billion from revenues of immobilized Russian sovereign assets and putting that money to work for Ukraine, to the Canadian-made light armored vehicles rolling off assembly lines here in Ontario and onto aircrafts bound for Europe and soon Ukraine, to training more Ukrainian F-16 pilots to defend your skies against Russia, vous avez notre plein appui. C'est le combat du Canada, c'est le combat de l'Occident, et on y prendra part avec vous jusqu'à la victoire. When I had the honor of returning to Kyiv last year, I saw Ukraine's grief with my own eyes, but I also saw extraordinary courage and hope. And when I spoke at the Verkhovna Rada, standing in the very same place where Ukraine's independence was reclaimed, I borrowed words from the Ukrainian poet Taras Shevchenko. Taras, who resisted a regime of oppression and censorship through his art, believed the Ukrainian people will always be the family of the free, because no bomb, no bullet, and no bully will ever take away Ukraine's drive for freedom, nor will any oppressor ever erase the pride you take in your culture, your history, and your future as Ukrainians. So happy Ukrainian Independence Day to you all. Heureux jour de l'indépendance ukrainienne à tous. Slava Ukraini.
For decades, the Soviet Union deprived the Ukrainian people of liberty through an ugly and hateful communist ideology with dangerous socialist policies. Now, this all changed in 1991 when the Ukrainian people threw out the chains of oppression and began a new chapter in their national story, one defined by freedom and democracy. A chapter that Russia is once again threatening. But Ukrainians have stood together to defend their nation, and Canada has stood with Ukrainians. Under the late Conservative Prime Minister Brian Mulroney, Canada was the first Western country to recognize Ukraine's independence. Common sense Conservatives will continue to support Ukrainians against Putin's illegal invasion by supporting sending weapons needed to win the war. and demanding that Trudeau repeal his anti-energy law, C-69, so that we can produce and export Canadian natural gas, breaking European dependence on Putin and turning dollars for dictators into paychecks for our people. So on behalf of Canada's Common Sense Conservatives, I want to wish all Ukrainians a victorious and happy Independence Day.
Mes chers amis ukrainiens, d'année en année, au cœur d'une guerre qui met en relief votre extraordinaire intelligence et votre extraordinaire courage, vous nous enseignez avec insistance la valeur de l'indépendance quand on la gagne et quand on la protège. Comme jamais, les gens du Bloc québécois et je pense du Québec sont avec vous de tout cœur. Bonne célébration.
Dobre Denya. On behalf of all New Democrats, I want to wish community a very happy 33rd celebration of independence. We will continue to provide our support, standing shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine and with the Ukrainian people. Nous sommes là avec vous, particulièrement dans ces temps difficiles avec la guerre qui continue. We know it's more important than ever to remain in solidarity with Ukraine, given the aggression of Putin. We will be there with you and continue to support you.